Hey everybody, this is Grace, and pardon it looks kind of like an optical illusion, like if you look in the middle of it goes in and out. But anyway, this is how I'm making the videos lately. It's too noisy inside, and then at the park, since it's summer, there are a lot of kids around. And speaking of, I had something weird happen the other day. There was a bicycle, and I had seen it. It was a girl's bicycle at the park, and it was just sitting there. And Adam said that he saw it too earlier, and then I think that night it was still there, that the next morning, and then it suddenly disappeared. But it was kind of strange, who leaves their bicycle? I mean, who leaves their kid's bicycle, I should say. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to talk about, again, something that has come up more and more recently. I mean, I've been on YouTube for making videos on my original channel since next month will be 7 years. Okay, about a month from now, it'll be 7 years. And, I have more than one channel because I have more than one subject that I do. And this is one thing I have seen rather consistently over the years. And now, I have experienced it myself, somebody doing it to me. I have seen it happen to other people. And I have heard other people complain about it, but the complaint I only heard once I put that up, the video up. That's when I saw somebody else had talked about this, and this is about people who copycat. Now, this is nothing new to anybody. There's a word for it. They copy whatever somebody else has done, and here's the thing: that is theft. The person who does something like that has, to me, these are my opinions, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. One size doesn't fit all these things. But my view on that is the person who does that is either rather dumb and or they have that kind of mindset of a thief. Okay. There could be more than that, but like just, the best way to win is to take from everybody else that's still a thief and just do the same thing. It's just a thief. You're stealing. You're stealing somebody's ideas, their thoughts, their creativity, what they created. You're stealing from them. I remember one woman, she actually did videos, and she's from, I don't know nowadays, but she got popular, and she told people, this is what you do. Her little group. This is what you do, and they would come and steal my ideas. That's not my first time. There's always been like at least one a year, or sometimes two of them did it for 2 years, and maybe still do. I don't know. And it's usually my experience is most often the most popular, or the ones who steal other people, the least popular. I guess they think that these are people who hardly anybody watches them, so I can take their ideas and hardly anybody watches them, them. So the mindset it's very despicable. It's very low life. Now, some people get confused thinking low life means low class. No, it not necessarily. It's low life. I'm trying to find words that more people might understand, like bottom feeders, or terms. These are just despicable people. These are people with that mentality. It's okay to steal. And I've done videos about this over time, and usually somebody, comments and says they can fully understand it. It's horrible, how people do this. Why, that they do it, plain and simple. And some people have the nerve, I'm telling you, to say things like, well, you should take it as a flattery, as a compliment. They think, because they're looking at these people who are most popular as somebody so big that they would actually do that. No, that's theft. They are thieves. How do you think they got that way? Well, some of them are just good at master manipulation, okay? And it's obvious with what I just said, the person who says, you should see it as flattery. No, it's not. Somebody comes to your house in the middle of the night and they like your sofa and they take it. This is an example I use. They take it, is that flattery because they liked your sofa? They're thieves. Okay. Anyway, it's come up again lately in my mind. Now, not that I have any new one. As far as I know, I don't. You know, it's probably still the same too, the recent one. But each year, 7 years, right off the bat, there was a woman who was doing, I would do a video, and then within the next pretty much 24 hours, it's often that same day, later that day, she did the same thing. And yes, she gained popularity that way. Okay, I couldn't imagine that wanting to build something off the backs of somebody else like that. I couldn't like myself. I really couldn't. I'm not joking. I could not like myself. But anyway, this channel I hardly ever use. I've just started recently using it again. Oh, there's a bee on my windshield flying. But real life happens in the middle of a video. But yeah, some of them I just don't. I think that they're just not smart enough to come up with their own. They just, you know. But really, what I was thinking this morning was, you know, did your parents teach you that? Did your school system when you were growing up teach you that? So then, I think many of them would say no, but so what happened to you? What happened to you since then that you think this is good to do to people? And you're doing it to people. You think you're just doing it for yourself, you're doing it to people. Okay, there's somebody else on the other side. But can you feel empathy? Now, there are some people with personality disorders like narcissistic, histrionic, borderline, it doesn't borderline on personality disorder. It's called borderline personality disorder. And antisocial, which some put under their sociopath, psychopath, but it's not that easy. But like narcissistic personality, some of the behaviors of, they really they lack empathy. They cannot put themselves in somebody else's shoes and say, well, hold on a minute. If I came up with something that I thought was really great and somebody took it from me, my thought, I wouldn't like that. They can't do that. And they shouldn't have to do that. They shouldn't automatically say, I'm not stealing from somebody. Okay, you see? Okay. So over these past 7 years, I mean, I've seen this in my own life. Okay, in life offline. Okay, I should put it that way. I've seen online, offline. I've seen it happen to other people, all that. Now, online, these 7 years on YouTube, I've seen it in pretty much many genres. Okay, many different, you know, like, I don't want to give examples, but maybe so. But I've seen it in different, you know, different groups, different communities, if you want to call them that, and that people will steal somebody's ideas. And like I said, usually it's the more popular doing it, or they become popular after doing it. This is not good. Popularity gained that way, not good at all. But anyway, and recently I saw it in the people who, more recently, I'd say this year, maybe just this year, or some point at this year, is I started liking watching some, I'm saying some. I'm not an all or none or type person, but so I like watching some of the delivery gig workers, you know, that work for different services that they deliver food, groceries, this kind of thing. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of them. Some of them I don't like, some of them I just don't. But I do like some of them, okay? And I had started watching, and I kind of got, you know, from what I understand, like, the AI, like where I live, on at least one of my channels, the AI only seemed to give me, I live in Texas, north of Dallas, and it would only give me like people around this area, and you know, to watch at first, and California that would also watch me. Anyway, so I don't know how many there are out there, but the ones that would show up on for me, and I noticed this one of them. She seemed to think that the good way to start her channel, her YouTube channel, you know, about this topic, was to steal the ideas of the ones that I watched them. I don't know of the other ones that I don't watch, of course, but apparently that's what she thought would be a good way to do it. And there was one of them who takes like the intro to one of them, she does a certain kind of thing in her intro. Well, another one just stole it. Just flat out stole it. The same. It's like, oh my goodness. That is very, very low life. You know, it's just not appropriate. It's not. And the other one I was talking about, the first one that started her channel this way, I guess somebody had a little talk with her. Because she finally stopped doing that, I think. I don't know. But it was like, you're so obvious too. Both of those were so obvious. Do you lack that kind of creativity? Do you lack that kind of morals? You know, that you just, your ethic, all of it. That you just, you know, thought that was going to be a good thing. Either one of them. So, but also, it wasn't just in that one either. Not just in that genre, okay? Okay, so also another one was, it was one who's I guess things, you know, the ones who think that they know everything but they don't. You know, about YouTube. You know, they think they're gurus or whatever, and I have a lot to say about that. But one of them actually said, "Well, you know, we all do it. You know, steal other people's ideas, and no." We all don't do that. No, you hear the word, no. We all don't do that. All of us do not do that. That kind of mentality is that one, all or none. And so they just, but when people do that, something that means that they showed that they have faith in what they're saying when they say, all people do that, or nobody does. No, that does not show that. Okay, it shows something quite different, actually. And there are so many in between, and they don't know that all do that. But they, you know, they think that because they think that way, and some of them, that because they think that way, that it's okay, and they want to make it okay. They want to make everybody think, you know, normalization of narcissism. So they'll say something like that. Okay. Like, let's make that everybody, you know, like everybody will know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, normalization of narcissism. Okay. And these are people, they really need to stop it, but they're not. Okay. Let me see what else I wrote. Well, even on this line, you know, speaking of, you know, it makes people seem like they really know what they're talking about. It's like people who have suddenly become sages, you know, sages. No, you don't suddenly become a sage. You don't suddenly gain wisdom. Or they throw out these, let's just sum them all up as statistics. They don't know anything about it. You know, some of them will actually use percentages. You know, they'll say something like, well, 9 out of 10. Or they'll say, well, 90%. Well, most people, and they have no idea, no clue. But for some, they know that it makes them seem like they really know what they're talking about when they don't. Because no, most people don't. Like this person said, you know, everybody does it. We all do it. Admit to it. No, we don't. But some know how to appeal to others who want to hear confidence like that. It's not confidence, it's arrogance. And who's really good at arrogance? Narcissistic people. I'm not diagnosing anybody, I never do. But people with narcissistic behaviors, yeah. And they want to be thought of as something that they're not, like in this case. Like they really know. They're sages. Okay? And they're not. But people get hooked into that. Okay? Because, you know, if they're popular and they sound, and also like if they sound like they they, like, oh, if you do X, Y, ABC, X, Y, Z will happen. I've been saying that for years like that. But they do that. If you do ABC, then the result is going to be X, Y, Z. There's nothing in between there, apparently. but they put that out there because that draws people in. Say, oh, I'm going to try this. Now, when it doesn't work, because one size doesn't tend to fit all in these kinds of things. In fact, it doesn't. Most often that, here I am saying it, most often that I have seen it, no. Somebody says, well, if you do ABC, then XYZ will be the result. No, not necessarily. One size doesn't fit all. I mean, there are a few things we can say one size fits all. Very few that I can come up with. Think about it. Okay, now I want to say that there are some things, especially what I have seen, I'm a social and behavioral scientist, by the way. What I've seen over the years is especially with people who, they have things in common like age, how old they are, what age group they're in. They might have the same kind of thoughts. That's not unusual. It's usual. I mean, it often can happen because of a lot of reasons. But if, like, you're doing videos and there's somebody else who does it, like within the next day or two, the same kind of video, okay, once, twice, yeah. But then it starts to get, if it's consistent, happens consistently. First it might be, well, we both have the same kind of interest. And then the second one is like, I just did it on the same topic in that interest, in that genre. And then the next, you see, yeah. So, sure, people can have the same kind of interest, and it can be just coincidental. Or, in some of it, if it happens very rare, like you said something and it sparks something in somebody to remember who's watching you, that's going to happen. But if it happens consistently, that's a totally different story. If every time you do it, that person takes that idea, okay, that thought, that shouldn't happen. That's the mindset of a thief, in my view. So, yeah. But of course, it does happen. Like when I first started off, the only thing I knew that I could do was shopping videos. I thought it was all YouTube was all music and how-tos, like how to speak a different language or how to fix your car or your whatever. Okay, that's all I knew. Music. And like I said, 7 years next month on the original one. And then all I knew then was basically along the line of shopping. And like if I go shopping and I find something I like, and I would, back then, show it, and the stuff that I bought, and other people say, hey, I like that. They go out and they buy it. Okay, but if it happens day after day, time after time after time again, that is a problem. And that's what happened to me from the start. And I had somebody else watch for it, and she said, you are absolutely right. Then that same woman turned around on her. So, yeah, there are people out there like that, and that's the mind of a thief. They don't care. They have no empathy for anybody else. Maybe they lack empathy. Lack does not mean zero. They just lack. But anyway, I think I've gone on and on enough. I think it's also going to rain pretty soon. It's supposed to. Here in Texas, I'm telling you, I know across the globe, that I'm not across the globe maybe, but United States, a lot of, many people, not all, but many people that I can imagine on the west side, really, from what I keep hearing lately, it's really bad. And like here in Texas, in February, wasn't it? I think we had those historic Texas winter storms. Oh my goodness, yeah. And this is something we're not used to. I kind of made a comment on one of my videos the other day, saying what goes around comes around. But I was talking and I said that those people who were saying, oh, those Texans are, it's too stupid if you can't figure it out, this kind of mentality. But I don't think it came out right. But no, I don't wish, horrible weather on anybody, really. I don't wish bad things on anybody at all. Even my worst enemy kind of thing. No. It's not for me to do. But yeah, we're having this weather that is like, wow, this is great weather. I have not had so far. Today's July 15th. I don't know when I'll get this video up, but I don't know if I've ever had this wet kind of weather in Texas. Anywhere I've lived in Texas. I've lived in other states, but I was born and raised in Texas. I've lived in several states. But here, no, nothing like this. It's so cool. COOL, the temperature. It's not anything like it usually is. This whole summer, our summer, you know, I used to joke and say we have 2 seasons, summer and 1 day of winter. Well, that has certainly changed over the years. But, you know, it was a joke, but still, kind of close. Because our summers would start like in May, and the temperature-wise, you know, just the way we might see it. And then end somewhere like in September, and overall it would be really hot. And this right now, the dog days of summer, and the temperature right now is 77, but it's only 7:33 a.m. I'm looking on my dash here. But, no, I think we've had 1 day of 100. Usually it's much higher. Not much higher, but we have 100 plus weather. Starting maybe around here, you know, I don't set the date on, I don't sit there and write it down and keep record or anything, but and next month, I kind of wonder. But we've been having very cool weather, lots of rain, which has brought on lots of, well, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, I had to take a little break right then, make a new clip, because anytime I come outside, I get allergy attack, and that's when it happened. So, yeah, right then, when I was trying to finish a sentence. But, happens every time. But anyway, I think I should go ahead and wrap this up, you know. But overall, you know, I do wonder, what happened to you? If you're this way, if you think it's okay, but I have noticed people who do stuff like that, they don't tend to watch my videos. Plus, like I said, this is a channel I just really don't have many subscribers, and it never got off I think I made it sometime in 2018, and this is 2021. And it hardly got any subscribers ever. It just, yeah. So I just hardly ever used it, but I've been using it more lately. And then I'll go into, who knows. Anyway, I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.